Hey everyone. Well, I did the episode Mindscape and the introductory deal on coming into the Delta Quadrant. Yeah, escalation into the Delta Quadrant, and I did Mindscape. But part of the video or the videos I recorded, well, they would not render properly. I'm guessing the word is. So I'm going to have to do this again, do Mindscape again at least.
Admiral Tuvok has requested that you meet Voyager in the Solarian system. I believe he requires your assistance with a personal issue. While you're there, you should be able to get a briefing on the current state of the Delta Quadrant.
All right. Accept, and we'll begin Mindscape. Hopefully this time it'll actually work properly.
Greetings. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you in the conference room.
All right.
Welcome aboard. And if I may say so, it's good to see you again. Between doomsday devices and the Delta Quadrant, it looks like we get all of the interesting assignments. If you'll come with me, I'll take you to Admiral Tuvok. He wants to see you right away.
It is agreeable to see you again, Commander.
It's good to see you too. Someone decided that with our experience with that, borrowed bird of prey, I'm the perfect person to handle joint operations with the Klingons out here in the Delta Quadrant. I even got a promotion, as you can see.
I'd like additional context for the current situation.
What would you like to know?
Do you know why Admiral Tuvok requested me?
The Admiral is trying to track down Dr. Cooper. He thinks that Cooper is the key to this conflict with the Undine. He hasn't explained why yet, but he says that your assistance is crucial. What would you like to know?
What's the situation in the Delta Quadrant?
Unstable, but not totally out of control. The Borg have suffered setbacks on multiple fronts. They're being pressed hard by the Voth, the Undine, and various liberated elements. The Voth are mostly bottled up in their home space and in the Solanae Dyson sphere. We've established some connections with a few of the locals, such as the Kobali and the Talaxians. Of course, there are still troublemakers out here. The Kazon, the Hirogen, the Malon, and there's a new power player we're very concerned about. Whoever they are, they're picking off systems left and right. Even the Krenim weren't a match for them. We need to find out who they are and what they want. What would you like to know?
Yeah, why bring Voyager out here? This ship is 30 years old.
Voyager spent 7 years in the Delta Quadrant, and during that time many of her systems were optimized to deal with the hazards out here. This old girl's still got a few tricks. Besides, Admiral Tuvok specifically brought Voyager out for this mission, and what the Admiral wants, the Admiral gets. What would you like to know?
Let's go. Right, so now we need to go to the bridge. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what was causing my deal to not be able to compress, because if I tried to put up the fraps files, that would not work out too well. I need to actually go down here. He should be in his ready room.
The Admiral is waiting for you in the ready room.
Thank you, I kind of knew that.
Greetings. Thank you for coming so promptly. We do not have much time, and I require your assistance.
It's Cooper, isn't it? I can sense his presence assaulting your mind.
Yes, he has redoubled his assaults, and logic suggests that it will only be a matter of time before he overwhelms my mental defenses. I cannot fend him off alone. That is why I have requested your assistance.
You must have found some way to increase his psychic power.
What else do you need to know?
Okay, what do you need me to do?
I have been able to deflect Cooper's attacks thus far, but I require assistance to repel him and gain any useful information. I propose initiating a Vulcan mind meld through which you will be able to enter my mind and aid me against Cooper.
Well, that sounds dangerous.
What else do you need to know?
Alright, I'm ready. Turn up the sound just a little bit.
My mind to your mind. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
Hopefully I can get this to actually work and record properly this time. Yep, what's going on? There's no sign of Tuvok or anyone else. Looks like I'm alone in the mindscape. And at the moment we are in the sick bay. And there's a lot of deals with the Omega symbol, which usually means Omega particles. Why would the sick bay door be locked? Maybe it can be overridden. The console is also locked out, but maybe the emergency medical hologram can answer some questions. Yep, activate the emergency medical hologram.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
That sweet Robert Picardo voice.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Doctor, I seem to be confined to the sick bay. Could you override the lookout for me?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? First, I need to make sure you're not contagious or suffering from any injuries. This will only take a moment.
I'm fine, Doctor. I need to get to engineering.
Don't be difficult. I'm only doing my job. Engineers and captains, always in a hurry to get out of sickbay.
Doctor, it's crucial that I leave sickbay. I need to find Tuvok.
You're not going anywhere. Doctor's orders.
Doctor? And yep, he's attacking, so we gotta defend ourselves. I've been stunned. I'm gonna call out my probe to help me.
Can you hear me? Come speak to me at the desk terminal.
Right.
The mind meld was successful. Excellent. I am currently trapped in the ready room. For the moment, I will only be able to communicate with you remotely. Cooper is working to subvert my mental defenses, and I must focus my concentration on keeping my mind intact.
Right. So I need to liberate you from your ready room.
No. Cooper is trying to erode my emotional control. Symbolically, this means that he must destroy Voyager. To do so, he is attempting to overload the warp core. You must proceed to engineering to stop Cooper from destabilizing the warp core. If he is successful, he will have broken down my mental control systems. Once the core and my mind are protected from Cooper's attacks, then we can take control of this mindscape. Take the pad from the doctor's office. I will use it to communicate with you as you proceed.
Okay, why do I need the pad? Why not use the communicators?
Remember, objects have symbolic significance in this mindscape. As an outsider in my mind, your ability to communicate with me directly is limited. Your communicator is part of your mind, and so it cannot interact with me directly while Cooper tries to keep us separated. The pad is part of my mind, so I can use it to bridge the gap between us.
Strange, but I don't suppose we have time to get into the metaphysics of this.
The mind meld was successful.
Strange.
No.
Okay, there we go. Oh, alright, I'll take that. Thank
Good.
you.
Now we will be able to remain in contact. Proceed to engineering.
Right, going to go to engineering. And, yep, as you can tell,
Cooper is attempting to subvert my mental defenses by replacing my memories with engrams from his bioship. Until he is expelled, these kinds of incursions will continue. You may see strange items or distortions in your surroundings. Ignore them and proceed as best you can. Remember Kiri Kinthaw's first law of metaphysics. Nothing unreal exists.
Understood. Think the turbo lift to engineering is right where that person just kind of walked in and then walked right back out of.
Cooper is trying to overload the warp core. You must keep it stable.
Alright, we gotta go keep the warp core stable. Yeah, this isn't right.
The mindscape is a simulacrum. Cooper may move elements to suit his needs, or try to stop you. Certain areas may be blocked or damaged, or even transformed. Do your best to reach your destination. Cooper cannot simultaneously attack an area and conceal it.
I see. Yeah, this... In my failed recording, I said this was like that deal you'd see in a Looney Tunes cartoon where Wile E. Coyote would paint the deal on, trying to fool the Roadrunner into running into it. But the Roadrunner would be able to run into it, but as you can probably tell, I can't run into it. As for engineering, I think that is... Yes, in here.
What are you doing here?
Look, it's Ensign Harry Kim. Let's go talk to Harry Kim.
What are you doing here? This area is very dangerous. The core is unstable.
Where's the chief engineer?
Ilana, I don't know. She should be here, but as far as I can tell, everything on Voyager's about to fall apart, and I'm the only one here. Stay back. I'm going to put a force field around the core while I try to stabilize it. It won't contain a core breach, but it might block some of the radiation if the magnetic stabilizers give out.
I can stop the core breach. Let me assist.
I've almost got this. Just keep back. It will only take a few more minutes.
Ensign, we can solve this more efficiently if we work together.
You are stupid, aren't you? Only people the Vulcan melded with should be here. Not everyone on Voyager is part of Tuvok's warped little subconscious. Some of us are far more exceptional.
Ensign Kim, step away from the warp core controls.
I'll destroy you. And Tuvok's mind with you.
Yep, much like the Dr. Kim here. And Kim is a little bit more dangerous, so... Yeah.
You can't
Raised
stop
defenses
this.
to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack.
Oh, it's this one over here. Yeah, calling out an orbital bombardment near the warp core was probably not a good idea. And of course, once he's damaged enough, he's going to bring in another shield, which is why I kind of went over to that one deal. See, there he goes.
Defenses to protect himself. Use one of the engineering consoles to press your attack.
Yeah, I played this a couple of times, so first time was on another character, and second time, of course, was my failed recording. Hopefully this time,
Use the controls to restore the warp core. This will strengthen my mental defenses.
Right. Stabilize the core and Tuvok's mental defenses.
Excellent. With my mental defenses stabilized, we should have additional time to fend off Cooper's intrusion. Head to the crew decks. Inside of my memories exist fragments of personalities from any person with whom I have previously experienced a mind meld. You may be able to find someone whose personality is not wholly part of my mind, and thus not susceptible to Cooper's influence.
I found someone to help on the crew decks. So now we gotta leave the engineering. We gotta head back to the turbo lift. And yep, Cooper is trying to interfere.
Move through the crew decks to your right. You may be able to find a fragment of a personality who can help. People with whom I have previously melded have left impressions of their Katras in my mind. You may be able to convince one to assist you. Because they are not technically me, Cooper's ability to subvert them may be limited.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for anyone who might be able to help. And I think who I'm looking for is it through this? Yeah, it's through this room. And look, there's 7 of 9.
What is happening? What am I doing here? Who are you? I require specifics. Answer me.
Voyager in danger from species 8472. We need to liberate Tuvok. He is being held in the ready room.
I have no reason to trust you, but this seems familiar somehow. Why am I in the crew quarters? I should be in my regeneration alcove.
Tuvok can explain. Here, he can communicate through this pad.
7. You are currently experiencing an engrammatic regress as a result of a Vulcan mind meld. You must assist me in reasserting control over the meld. I am currently locked in the ready room next to the bridge. Exercise caution as species 8472 has subverted the vessel.
Alright, let's go to the bridge and help Tuvok. Alright, I think it's... Yeah, obviously I'm not getting through there.
That is Borg technology. But the presence of the collective will not dissuade us. Assimilation is irrelevant.
And look, Undine. I'm going to set down a turret here, because as you might expect, yep. Use my staff here. I have a Borg tribble, but I'm not entirely sure if it worked. I need to set up a force field to get these guys to back off. And once again, calling in